This is part of a series that I am doing with Hollywood insider Kamran Pasha, featuring Greta Garbo movies. This movie is The Mysterious Lady, 1928. Just an overview. What did you think of this movie?
Well, it's interesting because it's another one of these where she plays a femme fatale, which is really
Yeah.
becoming her signature, right? And
Yes.
she's literally a femme fatale. In the other ones, she's kind of the fallen woman that breaks men's hearts. Here she's actually a dangerous woman. I mean, that she's a spy, and this is
Yes.
that I think this is pre World War One because
Mm.
the Tsar is still the king in Russia, and it appears to be Austria-Hungarian Empire, Vienna. It's all imperial stuff. So looks like, and it doesn't feel like there's a war happening right now. So I think this is before World War One. So
Okay.
it's like 1910. So it's based on a novel apparently. And she plays a spy for the Russian Tsar, for the intelligence service of the Russian Tsar pre-communist revolution, right? She's someone who basically, is essentially a honey trap. She's sent into situations where
Yes.
use her beauty,
The honey pot. Yeah.
honeypot, right? And she's being used to seduce men and have secrets from them. So very Mata Hari. And I think she would go on to. I think Greta Garbo goes to play Mata Hari. It's in one of her films.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
but so that's what the film is, and so it's really a spy thriller, which is a bit of a departure
yes.
for her.
And you really feel that in the last 30 minutes. You really feel the spy influence because you start off, you're kind of like, okay, what is going on here? It sets up everything beautifully. Now there's no wondering if Greta Garbo is the star. She is. And I
Yeah, I mean,
think,
she's big names above Conrad Nagel, who is her co-star. I mean,
yes,
people are coming to see her. They know that.
they're coming to see her, and I think it was very interesting that they didn't just go with John Gilbert like they had before. This time it's almost like the test to see if this guy was going to work with her just as well. Is it really Garbo that's really giving us all this?
Yeah, is it the chemistry of those two?
Yes, yes, and of course she proves that it is her. And you were talking about the novel. The novel is called War in the Dark by Ludwig Wolf. It starts off Vienna before the war, city of love and laughter, living gaily to the music of the waltz and the opera. And we start off with this really intense montage of people coming in horse wagons and filing into this beautiful lavish theater to see an opera. We get these two, looks like two soldiers that are in a carriage just chatting amongst each other. As you can see, there's a splash here. Some of the film wasn't exactly pristine, but I mean that is it. That is what happens when you get a nearly 100-year-old.
Yeah, it's the first few minutes. Then the print seems to be okay.
Seems
After
to be
that,
fine.
the first few
Yes,
minutes
yes.
to be a little, junky, whatever.
And so one of the soldiers is telling the other a story and says, and just when we were about to kiss, her husband bursts in. And the other one asks, well, what happened after that? And this is the guy who's telling the story.
Mhm.
He pulled down the shades. So the husband turns a blind eye to him.
And he wanted to, protect the public reputation.
Yes, yes, yes. As long as it's being done discreetly, we can pull down the shades, and
This
that
seems to be a
seems
bit
to
of a
be
theme again. Remember that was in the last
yes.
we did, where the husband knew they were having an affair, just don't do it publicly.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth because I was thinking the very same thing. These guys, it turns out they go to the ticket box to get two tickets. And they're out of tickets, but somebody comes in, returns their ticket. And so there's one ticket. And the guy who was telling the story actually said, well, you know what? You go on ahead in. He's unbeknownst that anything is off, but he goes into this theater box, and there is this gorgeous woman. And he immediately is like, intrigued. I mean, look at the soft light on her. By the way, this dress that she's wearing is really a lot like a nightgown, a silky kind of nightgown, which is in
very
style.
sensible. It's very, again, or maybe she makes it in style. I mean, remember everything she does ends up every
Yeah.
costume she does for these movies ends up creating a trend. And this movie has a
Yes.
lot of, and they're little flesh bearing. I mean, they're a little
Yes.
risque, even in the
Yes.
20s.
Yeah,
They're
the
we see a lot more of
20s,
her than we might expect.
the fashion for the 20s is very risque, shorter hemlines, and even if there were longer headlines, they were really silky, sleek, and this one is just you can there's really not much left to the imagination. But he sees this gorgeous woman, delicate beauty, and he's like, oh my, he's intrigued. She notices him there, and she's like, oh, there must be some mistake. My cousin was supposed to join me here. And we were guessing that it might have been the guy who returned the tickets. And the guy, Carl's like, I'll go, I'll leave. I didn't mean to. He says, but this is your seat. You will embarrass me if you leave, she says. So he stays.
And this is, I love this moment because she's watching the play
Yes.
and he's looking at her the whole time, right? He's
The
kind of
whole
like
time.
all of us, where, like I always say, when Greta Garbo's on the screen, you're just looking at her, and it's like the audience. It's like nobody's paying attention to anything else. They're looking right at her, and it's always he.
Yes. Again, you see the roses on her dress. It's just so beautiful, and she just looks fantastic. She's just has aura that just shines and glows, and the beauty light doesn't hurt either. So
She's very blonde in this movie. I think she was a natural blonde. Most of them were black and white, but she was a natural blonde. But the lighting in the previous films made her hair look a lot darker. They really
Yes.
made her very pure, very blonde in this movie, I think.
Oh yeah, you could probably be right about this. I noticed how blonde her hair was during this. The show is over. We go through a long process here of her looking at this show, and she really admires this opera. And he notices that they're about to leave, and it turns out she says, "I foolishly came away without money."
She doesn't have money for a cab to take her home. She
Yeah.
says, I thought my cousin was going to be here. I guess the implication is his cousin was going to drive her back.
Yes, which is reason. This is all reasonable. He's like, okay, well, have a great evening. She says, you're very kind. I could offer you some coffee or cognac. And he accepts. In another room, she finds a note. She's unable to really get into what it is, but it is, we see her name. Her name is Tanya Fedorova. And it's a telegram, which we don't really use today. So if you're a youngster trying to figure out what that is, it's like the one way that you used to be able to transfer money or talk to people. And it's we've got the internet now. So
yeah, it's basically really slow. Well, actually, no, it wasn't slow. It was actually fast.
Really fast.
It was essentially email of the day, right?
Yes.
It was. I think it preceded telephone. So the way you communicated, which was a major breakthrough, is that you could essentially over telephonic lines send a message that would be, you would type it in here, and as far away as Europe, someone would receive it a few minutes later, print it out, and so that was a remarkable breakthrough in communication. Right?
Yes,
that was essentially email in the 1800s, early 1900s.
Exactly.
Telegram continued, for well into the 20th century.
What we learn about Carl is that he has an incredible talent. He's a pianist.
He's a pianist,
and he's really good. He's able to remember the opera and play the opera. And so she hears that, and she's like, "What? Wow! I love the opera." And of course, while he's playing this, I didn't capture a picture of it. They will show you moments in the opera where the song was playing, which I love this kind of techniques to tell us the story visually, since we can hear it. And here we go. So when you have moments,
they do a little, flashback or faded flashback on top of him, so we understand that he's playing the music from the opera.
Yes, and it's just so well done, because you immediately know she comes over and she's able to play as well. So these guys are musically inclined, and she begins singing. He's just enamored by her. Look at that face.
I mean, look, this actor is very good. I mean, he's very good with her, right?
Yes.
He's a leading man, and he really, he has a range of stuff he's got to do in this movie, but not very good at playing the moonsick, love-struck guy.
Yes, yes. I thought he was a standout. Yeah, suddenly the lights go out. They go to the window and they conversate a little bit, and because I'm told that the lights often go out in Vienna when it rains.
Yeah, so it's like a, again, this is implied to be turn of the century. So I mean, look, in much of the world today, the lights still go out when there's a major storm, right? But the idea is that
Streets.
electricity is a new technology, and storms can make it go away. So
He says, you're a stranger here. And she says, Vienna is not my home, but I am hardly a stranger. So we don't get this is what also embellishes the mystery of her. She doesn't just say,
the mysterious lady. This whole
yeah,
opening sequence is very mysterious. We're not finding out who she is.
yes,
We understand she's not from Vienna. Her name seems little Slavic, right?
yeah, yeah,
Not from the telegram, but we don't know anything about her. And she's
yeah.
doing that on purpose.
Yeah, she's not giving it out freely. So they go to light the candles to give them some light, and
Which is, of course, very romantic.
fell right into his arms, and he's like, "Whoa, this is great. Can we do that some more?"
And then basically he I think he oversteps his bounds. I mean, she's still keeping it a little formal, and then he just basically, I've had enough. He just grabs her. He just grabs, starts necking without consent.
Without consent, yes.
But even then, her reaction is it's a little much. It's a little much.
Yeah, she pushes him away, and then he really feels bad about it. He lost control of himself, and he feels really down. You can see that his acting is very well placed here.
He's a very dignified guy. He's a military soldier, and he's very elegant, the kissing of hands kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
And she overwhelmed him so much that he lost his dignity. And this is a great moment where he feels ashamed.
Humble. Yeah.
Humbled. He's ashamed. He doesn't want to be that kind of brute. And so he's leaving, and he sort of bows to her, formally in apology. And then holds out her hand, saying, "Okay, well, you can kiss my hand goodbye." So there's, that's a great moment, which is, there's, it's okay, I forgive you, I still respect you, whatever.
He does go in for the kiss, and then they really,
but he can't hold himself back. But this time, she reciprocates.
She's wanting it, yes, and that's important because the consent is definitely the part that's most needed for two people to be together like this.
Well, and that's again, that's not a 2026 value. That's very much clear in the scene here.
Yes,
that it is something she has to welcome in.
Yes, and which he does. And so meanwhile, the guy downstairs is waiting for von Raiden to leave, but he doesn't quite leave yet. So he stays pretty much overnight.
Yeah.
And so
20s implication, right?
Yes. So they say tomorrow night I go to Berlin, Tanya, but we'll have the whole day together. So they get to hang out during the whole day. And this is actually a fun party, a fun day together. Let's get to it. But when she gets back to her note, this is what she sees. It says, "Expect you to leave Vienna tomorrow night. Very lonesome without you, love, Boris."
So she's got some guy. It's not clear what the relationship with their husband, but he's obviously someone who has feelings for her. Her feelings seem less clear because she doesn't react that well to the telegram, right? She doesn't seem
yeah.
He's clearly in love with her, and from the location of the telegram at the top, it's Warsaw. It's Warsaw, which is Poland, right?
Yeah,
I don't know what the boundaries of Poland's boundaries sadly shifted a lot in the early 20th century.
Yeah,
Poland or Russian Empire, but it was the city of Warsaw.
Yes, that's really cool. And I up at the top here it says 1910, which is very interesting.
1910. So that's exactly what we need. 1910, so that's 4 years before the war.
Yeah. Okay. So great. We're getting context, and they show us a little overlay of the picture of who Boris is, which is great because then we know who he is. He's a little older,
very stern.
Yes.
Devilish vibes. So we can kind of tell he's going to be the villain of this.
Yeah. Oh, my character, I really did.
He did a great job in this.
I thought so too, and she's very concerned, and it's almost like she's worried. But again, look at that beautiful dress. It is so gorgeous. I mean, wow.
Yeah, and like I said,
Uh,
this is a plunging neckline for the time, right? So yeah,
yes, it's showing. It's very revealing.
yeah,
I think I remember seeing her walk to into one of the rooms, and I was like, "Wow, that really looks like hardly anything at all." But it was the style of the times. And the next day, they get in the car and they're enjoying themselves. They're so into each other. They're super happy. I love this part of the
yeah. They're in the
story.
park, and then they have this wonderful romp in the park.
Yes, they find a little altar and then they sit down and they pray. It's like, oh my goodness, look at these two. And then they're just hanging out on trees and
There's
just
a nice little scene with these defeating ducks underneath them on the tree, right? So yeah,
oh yes. And right underneath the tree. And then we get to the fountain, which I thought this was so cute. The peasants call that the magic stream. They say it always reflects the face of one's true love. And of course, he stands right next to her. And
yeah. So a very fun little thing there.
yes, the magic stream has told you that I love you. That is very interesting because I guess we're, for modern day, you don't usually hear "I love you" like within the first date.
Well, again, this is an interesting thing because in all the movies she's done, they're pretty much love at first sight kind of movies, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, and certainly that's the romance that Hollywood is selling at this time period, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And we should understand something just culturally,
Yes.
because at this time period, it's still mostly arranged marriages. It's mostly matchmaking through families, right? In America and in Europe,
Yes.
the
Yes.
20s is a little bit of a libertine period, but it's
Yeah.
still kind of unusual. And and so this is a very conservative world. So in some ways, these movies are reflecting a sort of a romance that is very hard for people to have in real life if they live vicariously through it, and in similar ways to Bollywood Indian movies for much of the 20th century were very, very passionate romance love things, when the vast majority of people in that culture are having arranged marriages to this day, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so romantic love before marriage wasn't really a possibility, so people lived it vicariously through the films in Bollywood, and I think they're doing that here in these movies as well. That's why they have to rush to love, because everyone is going through a slower love developing period in their personal lives. No one wants to see that.
Yes. Okay. God, that's a great analogy and understanding of that. And of course, this is so romantic, beautiful, and even I think the lighting is just so soft and gorgeous.
Well, I mean, she's a
And
master of lighting. I mean, light always captures her, right?
yeah,
And I think it was Betty Davis that said it was like her
she
skin,
was glowing.
right? It was like diamonds were in the pores of her skin, and
Yeah.
the light just loved her. People say the camera loved Marilyn Monroe, and I would say that the light loved Greta Garbo. Like
I think so.
yeah, it captured her.
Yeah. Look at how she's glowing.
Mhm.
And
And that's who she is. I mean, just the moment the lights on her, it just comes out of her.
yes. And then she says, Carl, I love you. No matter what happens, you'll remember I love you. And that's so important because she did fall for him.
Yeah,
here.
and this is good because we know something's going on that she hasn't told him with this
Yes.
Boris guy, and that he wants her to come to Warsaw. So we don't know what the situation is, but
Yeah.
we know she's holding a secret from him. So something is happening that he doesn't know, and she's kind of giving him that warning that please understand, whatever happens, I love you.
Yeah, I think we're getting a warning here. And not
She says
goodbye.
goodbye. She says goodbye. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
goodbye. What do you mean goodbye? I'll be back.
Not goodbye, I'll be back soon. And then we'll have more days like this. And they say goodbye. It's such a classic goodbye pose here.
Yeah, I
And,
have to say this is the real location. It's like a house somewhere in LA, like a beautiful mansion. I hope it's still around. I'd love to find this mansion because it looks beautiful. Like the gate here is so unique. I'd love to find it if it still exists.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then when she walks in, this guy's here. And if we can remember, this is the same soldier that was in the cab with Carl. He's in the room with Tanya, and she gives him a look like this.
So we're like, well, what is? So yeah, we're thinking, why is she with this guy? Like,
Yes.
What are the odds of that? What are
Yes.
the odds of that for a random stranger to know this guy too?
Yeah. And we have to just look back at a little bit at the exchange earlier. He was with Carl when they were at the opera. So there's a connection there, and we're like, okay. It's like, what is this guy here doing? And he was ready to offer up, hey, I don't want the ticket, you go instead
Yeah.
of me.
It almost
So
feels like at this point, it feels like, was this some kind of setup?
yeah, and
Which is
it's
good, very good screenwriting, because as the story that we're going to see develops, we actually need this moment. Otherwise, we're like
exactly.
the events that happen were, they would have needed a setup that as we discover. And so we need
Yes.
this moment to just visually understand that.
Absolutely, and I thought that was brilliant. We do get these breadcrumbs along the way that are really awesome. Okay, so this was her response to seeing him, so obviously not her best friend. And we get to the train station where Carl is with, I believe this is his
This
uncle,
is the uncle.
and he tells him, he's not pleased. He says, I suppose the woman you were with at the opera last night was your companion today. No wonder he says, no wonder.
So his uncle's like a spy, and he's like, oh,
Yes.
laughing. Oh, you're spying on me, Uncle
Yeah.
Uncle Eric, right? You're spying
Yeah.
on me, and he thinks it's just a funny joke, right?
Yeah. And he says, we've just learned that that woman is Tanya Fedorova, one of Russia's cleverest spies. And that was a gut punch. That was a gut punch. He was really upset to find that out. He probably felt used. Russia knows our military movements. That woman is in league with someone in our war office, and we saw him. He gets a package. We have entrusted you with an important mission, Carl. These plans must reach Berlin, which is like, okay, so you already know
this
that
guy's got a spy like hovering around him, and
yeah.
So, and yet you're giving him these plans. And
Yeah.
so you're wondering, again, is this another setup?
Exactly. He's just bombarded with so much information and responsibility. You can see great acting by this actor, Conrad. And guess who opens the door to the next cabin next to him on the train? It's her.
Yeah.
And he is not pleased. Of course, this is the another classic.
Yeah, I love that.
Isn't it great? And she just has this look in her eyes that is just so classic Garbo. She says, Carl, I had to follow you to see you again just once.
Yeah, I thought the scene was great. Her face, again, she's the queen of micro expressions that are perfect. But the way she flips from like, she's almost like hesitant to see how he's going to react to getting his reaction. Like he obviously now knows what's up. And then, she's kind of heartbroken at how angry he is.
Yes. And so how simple it all was. The seat at the opera, the expected cousin, and the fool who fell in love with you. Yes, he is mad. She, of course, gives a little pout. And she says, Carla, I admit I planned it all to make you love me if necessary. But what I had not planned was that I should love you. And I believe her. I believe her 100% here. But he doesn't.
Incredible fur coat. Again, one of her many incredible outfits in this movie.
Yes. And, just the look between them is like you can feel the electricity. Mm-hmm. You are a soldier. You serve your country in one way, and I am a. So he, what I don't have here is that he calls her a spy. And I feel like this movie was feeling like sometimes when they referred to spies, they kind of look down on spies as if they're terrible people, but they're really very effective. And so as a soldier who fights in front of battles, there's a sort of a hierarchy of what they do, and he's kind of defending
well, he sees himself as a man of honor, right?
Yeah.
He says it. What she's doing is dishonorable. He uses that word. He says you sacrifice your honor.
Yeah, because she's doing a task by any means necessary, and
including seduction, implication, including sex, right? And so so in his mind, she's
whatever it takes,
for her country.
And so she retorts with this: "You're a soldier. You serve your country in one way. I serve mine in another." And he says, "With lies and your honor." And that was, look at that face. He's
He's repelled. You know,
Yes.
he can't allow himself to believe her. She lied to him. He can't
Yeah.
allow himself to believe her. She loves him. And also, he's got a spy mission of his own. He's got to get some documents to Berlin, right? You know, and
Exactly.
this woman's, messing up his life and his career right now.
Yeah. And she says, Carl, don't make me hate you.
This is one of
And
those turns in the course of one scene. I love you, I hate you.
yeah, and it's kind of that moment where you're like, uh-oh. And he says, at least your hate would be honest. I'm like, wow, who's writing this? This is great stuff.
And it was a female screenwriter. Like I said, a lot of these silent films were women writers, right?
Yes.
And I mean, that's what we often don't realize, that how many of these movies, I think it was a female editor as well, editor, and it was written by screenplay by Bess Meredith, Marianne Ansley, and Ruth Cummings. So 3 women had a hand in the screenplay.
Amazing. And
this is the beginning of film, and this is silent.
Yes,
Women are all over it. I mean,
all over it.
We're all over behind the scenes. It's not, this is an egalitarian world a little bit in this early period.
So she's heartbroken. At the same time, you can see, kind of the wheels working. And he's on the other side listening in as well. The next morning he wakes up and he's going through his stuff, and guess what's missing?
Yeah, the secret plan.
And I'm like, as soon as she said, don't make me hate you, I would have been like, oh gosh, let me just put that thing on me somehow. But this
is a bit of a comical scene. He basically tears apart the whole compartment trying to find it again.
You know that he is not going to find it, and it's really sad, because that with him, if he loses it, that's his career.
More than it covers his life, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, these are top secret plans, and you're a courier, and who's been hanging out with a spy. So,
yes,
it's very easy to assume you handed it over to her personally.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I believe that was pretty much the setup. And he asked, where's the lady next door? And the guy says, the lady got off at midnight. She left this for you, which is a little note. I came to you as the woman who loved you. I leave your enemy. And I was like,
right. Whoa. Sadly, I've been in relationships like this. I think some of us have experienced this, so we understand.
Yeah, so that was kind of again, the writing. And he's, kind of like trying to, it looks like you could see the wheels are just turning in his head. What am I going to do now?
Well, he's screwed. He's massively screwed, right? And now we go straight to the consequences. He is court-martialed, declares a degradation of Captain Carl von Reden for treason.
Yes.
So he's going to be publicly humiliated. I guess that's what degradation means. And he's accused of treason.
Yeah. And there's a full procession of his degradation, and guess who's there?
He has to come out with all these soldiers and march, and then this guy comes and basically strips him of all of his honors and medals, publicly.
Everything. Yeah, and this guy who we remember from being at Tanya's house or temporary living situation. He was there. He's there too. So it's like, okay.
So the guy who's the real spy is getting away with it, while this poor sucker is being, sent up the road.
They say you've broken the holy vows of secrecy and have betrayed the honor of your country. And Morsha, the home of the general.
They disperse this now with intercut this of his humiliation.
Yes,
with her getting all this honor back home in Warsaw with the Russian imperial community.
Yes, she is being heralded.
And so they're going through. That's like the look. Wow, we found the plans. This is what I was planning. They're going through it. Well, we found their secret strategy, right?
We found the Death Star plans.
Exactly. So there,
And Tanya's cleverness has won us these plans, but put von Reden in prison. So
this is where she finds that out. We see her reaction. She's being feted by all of these nobles, these Russian aristocrats who are just honoring her, and then we see her hear that's what happened to von Reden. That not only she betray him, she got him put him in jail.
Yeah, and she's she does not take that well. She says, Boris, I can't go on. I hate this way of serving my country with lies and treachery. When he says, when one takes the oath to serve the Tsar as a spy, the only release is death.
So there's this implied threat there,
Yeah.
You're going to do this for life, and if you don't want to do this anymore, your life's going to be cut short.
Yeah. So she can't just walk away from this. We all think that we have a choice, but sometimes, in this particular case,
in intelligence agencies, like I said, whenever somebody says I'm a former CIA agent, you can cross out the former part. You're a former FSB agent. You're not former. You don't ever leave that life. So,
oh yeah. So, in jail, Von Raiden,
he's having memories of being publicly humiliated in that ceremony of degradation.
Yes,
he's just despairing in this little cot in jail. I mean, he's lucky they executed him for treason. He's just in jail.
They could have executed him. And what I love about this scene, which I wasn't able to collect that, was that they did go through a montage of the drums beating and all of that stuff. It was really viscerally exciting to see him kind of go through the throes of it.
And what's important is that he went along with it. He wasn't like crying for mercy. He played the role of the strict soldier, moved in correct everything, allowed himself to be humiliated, and then turned and marched out to be taken to prison. So he is still a soldier at heart, and he's accepted his responsibility for this.
Yes, he's not shirking it. And someone touches his shoulder. He says, I know you're innocent, Carl. You are a Von Raiden. And that is his uncle again, Uncle Eric. And he's there to give him some hope. He says, there's only one way to prove you're innocent. Someone in the War Office helped that woman. We know that he's right. If I could get my hands on Tanya Fedorova, I'd choke the truth out of her.
Which is important because we're going to see something like this coming. So yeah, it's an important setup. There's more, again, the good screenwriting, even in this time period, 1928, they set up and pay off things.
Oh, it's wonderful to see because these are things that a lot of people who are reviewing movies, pundits, have talked about for years about paying, setting up and paying off and how important that is. And this is a clear example of an old story that does just that, and makes this so enjoyable because you do get those payoffs. The uncle says you must get that information. He set something up for him. He says when you reach Warsaw,
he's going to get him out somehow. It's not really clear how he got him out, but he's going to get him out and send him to Warsaw.
Yeah, he says when you reach Warsaw, go to Vadek's Cafe. He is in our service. And so this cafe is this really big, lavish place, but it also has it's like entertainment where there's.
Sometimes it's like Rick's bar and cantina in Casablanca, where like everyone gathers there and there's spies everywhere in there. That's kind of what this place is.
Exactly, and this is his passport to go to Serbia.
He's given this new name, Istram Silja, and he's a Serbian musician. And again, this is very interesting because this is made in 1928. So World War I has been over for over a decade, right? But remember, it was a Serbian nationalist that assassinated the Archduke, the crown, essentially the crown prince, really? Archduke Ferdinand of Austria, that started the war of Hungary, of Austria-Hungary, and so so that started the war, because then Russia would come in, because obviously when you have a Serbian kill essentially the crown prince of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, they're going to avenge that and they're going to attack Serbia. But Russia is allied to Serbia, and so that's how World War I begins. Russia essentially says we're going to come in and protect Serbia from Austria-Hungary's revenge, and then the British and the French are allied with Russia, and so it becomes this cluster F in an instant. Because so that's why it's interesting that they give him the spy Serbia, because Serbians are allies who are going to lead the Russians into World War I in 4 years.
Oh wow! Okay,
so
thank you for the context of this. This is actually really excellent. And when I saw this, I also was like, oh, he's going to be a musician.
Yeah.
And then it calls back to when earlier when he was playing piano. So we get this setup here. He's at the cafe and he's looking.
He's like Sam at Rick's Cafe. Played
Yes.
against. He's Sam. He's the pianist
Yeah.
in the Spy Cafe.
And he's looking around to see if he can find her. He knows he's gonna find her there, but he's looking around and can't find. The guy in the back has got his eye on him, and I believe that is the cafe owner who's kind of giving him intel or telling him what to do. He gets a job to play piano for this
This Russian
guy.
delegation, yeah.
Yeah, and so it just so happens that she's in the right room at the right time. There is Boris right there, telling them to go to the piano, and there's he's playing piano as normal, and they're all cheering someone that's in a chair here. That he's trying to figure out, okay, what's going on, and it turns out
this is 30 years before the James Bond films, where you would have Blofeld, the mysterious figure in the chair. So it's an interesting little thing that's a device that's going to be used later, almost 35 years later.
Yeah. The sort of like, who's sitting in the chair, and it worked very well in this scene. As you get an idea, you think maybe, but it once they say to Tanya, we know.
Yeah, and he's had whipsaws. He's like,
oh yeah. He looks at her like she's gonna kill her. And so, of course, Tanya is actually a big flirt.
She's flirting this random Russian military officer while her spy handler, who's in love with her, is watching. She doesn't care.
Yeah, and I think Boris steps in and he tells that guy to bounce, pretty much. But she hears the music, and the music reminds her of that opera.
I think he's playing the song from that opera.
He
switches that song. We see him change his piano playing when he sees her, and then they put this little image of for us again, use of very good visuals in a limited medium.
So good.
Right? So we understand immediately that he's using the song from that opera, and she's just listening to it and remembering it, and and whatever feeling she had for him who's playing the piano.
And when she looks, it's him. They're surprised, but the look on her face is not what I thought it was going to be. She's actually more like, don't say anything. Like, she's really trying to.
It'll get him killed.
Yes,
it'll get him killed. What she says, and again, look at that dress. That's a risque dress with a lot, not leaving much to the imagination there.
Not really. And then the other ladies are similarly dressed as well.
And but Boris sees her reaction to this guy.
Yes,
he's like, "Why are you suddenly so interested in this random piano player?" Because she goes up to him. And she's immediately covers and says, "Oh, I just want to sing. I just want to tell this guy a song to play."
And that begins sort of this this whole thing between her just trying to sing, and you could see she's really enjoying herself, and he is like so mad.
And I don't know if you caught a clip or a screenshot of it, but this is the moment where you have this. So there's the moment where you have the payoff where his rage is, Conrad's rage is fueling.
It is, and Boris has got a close eye on the two of them. Okay, he smells.
He senses something.
Oh yeah, he knows something is up. He just doesn't know what just yet. Yeah, if you can see it, it's very light, but you can see he's grabbing her by the.
This is in his imagination, so we can tell the way they use this sort of ghostly interspersement here is that he's imagining what he would do to her if he was free to do it. He'd get up, grab her, and choke her as he promised. But he can't, so he just has to live it out in his imagination.
Yeah, you can see it in his face as he's playing the piano like this, and
these are early films, so who knows if this is the first time something like this was actually used as a technique. We don't know. I'd have to watch every silent film, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is this kind of use of the human mind's imagination.
I have seen it before, but it is definitely part of the storytelling process that I feel is so, because of the limitations of what they could do. This is one of them. You just take one film and just overlap it on top of another. And that's how you get this kind of effect. Especially the acting involved in this. She's singing her heart out. He's like furious behind there, and then you see these ghosts kind of happen, and it's just
And again,
wonderful.
and credit to the editor, because this is an editing.
Yes,
This is being
yes,
used like just splicing film on top of each other.
exactly. And even to this day, I think a lot of film editors for movies are still they still seem to use a lot of women editors.
Yeah, I'm
Even
working on
today.
Marilyn Monroe project. Marilyn Monroe's mother was a film editor,
Really, I
Mhm.
didn't know that.
and her
Uh,
father was her biological father was also a film editor. He was her mother's boss and got her pregnant, and then took off.
oh
So
boy.
that's a whole other conversation for another day.
Whole nother, yeah, that's a whole nother story.
She's the child of two editors, so it's interesting.
Yeah, it was meant to be for her to be a star. And she manages to get away just to be able to talk to Carl by himself. And she says, Carl, I love you. For one moment, you turned my love to hate, and I tried to make you suffer as I suffered.
That's his
And
fault. It's his fault. It's your fault. I betrayed you, and you made me hate you.
you made it.
I don't know about. I'm a little bit on Team Carl on this one. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that was a little gaslighty. But of course, she throws herself to him, and in
He's got
this
this
fashion.
beautiful silk cape or whatever. I mean, I
Yeah.
love these fashions, whatever. So.
Oh, it's so grand. And then downstairs in a different area, there's this guy who's a spy. He just loves, just ratting on every little thing that happens with Tanya, and he's telling him, oh, the pianist and Tanya are upstairs. They're talking to each other, and so this gives a lot of suspicion. Some food to eat, and it says, tomorrow I'm giving a ball in honor of Mademoiselle's birthday. Have him there.
So
This is
clearly
a step.
he's a cat playing with a mouse. That's the situation here.
Yes, yeah, well put, well put.
This is
And
cool. This is an
so,
important setup.
yes,
He's got a secret, he's got a secret entry exit way in his office. This is an
yes.
important setup for the movie.
And I thought, this is great. We have this little conversation with him and his personal spy, and there's the secret passageway, and we don't really realize how important it is, of course, at this moment.
It's also
Until
believable. He's a spy. Spies have secret passageways.
yeah, yeah,
And
and
I
so
love
there's
this sequence. This is this beautiful ball that they're having. Yeah.
it's a big ball, and they do take time to show you little aspects about the ball
Mhm.
all through, like different groups of people having fun at the ball. And this is all in honor of her birthday. And he is pledging his love to her. Okay, so the spy comes back to report
With new
something.
documents. It's basically these are new documents, that are from that guy, monocle guy, right? Who's
Yes,
the real
yes,
spy back
yeah,
at the War Office. So he sent new stuff, and so our guy here, Boris is shelving that away as new information he can give to his bosses.
yes. And this is his little office, and there's a whole thing with the statue right behind there. There's a podium and a statue where he opens it up, very Bond villain style, and they open up it reveals a key. He uses the key to open up the safe, and this all comes into play later. You think of nothing of it. You really don't really understand what it all means, but later on we do. By the way, Max reports that Von Raiden has escaped from the military prison. So now they're starting to piece it all together. Okay, so maybe this pianist might be Von Raiden, who has ties with Tanya. We get this scene where he is trying so very hard to woo Tanya.
She's got this incredible dress throughout much. I think she's pretty much wearing this for much of the rest of the film, right?
Yes, it's
And
gorgeous,
this
kind of like
shoulder off, very
yeah.
sexy dress. Yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous. She wore something similar to this, the temptress, I think.
That's
Where,
a temptress,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think she wore something very, very similar. So she's just, really holding him at bay. And he says, Tanya, I believe you love someone else if you do.
And the
You
chord
know,
is left unsaid.
yeah.
Not like if you do, I'll let you go. That's not the implied.
No. If you do, I'm going to strangle you.
Yeah, and probably him too. So
Yeah. So she manages to escape his grip and she runs outside. And of course, there's two guys, strapping young men right there. And she's like, come join us for,
Yeah.
I'm imagining because there's no card, but she's like, come on and we're going dance. And
she's like, let's all have fun, guys. That's the vibe.
Yeah. And he does not come along, but she manages to get away to this little offset room to write a note. She's got to hurry up because she knows Boris knows that Carl has escaped from prison and the pianist might be the same person. So she wants to give him a note. And guess who comes right?
And then, wait, what a shot in the mirror, right? Very well done.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The storytelling here is just incredible. Visual storytelling is fantastic. So she manages to sing again with the pianist, but all the while, of course, her hands are in the back. She's trying to leave him that note.
So she slips it inside one of the musical books. He's got a bunch of music books that he's using to play, and she slips it inside the page of one of them.
Yes, and of course, this is a very tenseful moment because we've got Boris. They finish singing, and Boris is like, "Okay, before you go, let's sing another song."
And he starts going the musical books, see what they got.
God. It was great, and they're freaking out too, which is great because you could see them like squirming. It's like, oh no, he's about to see, and this holds for a while.
Yeah.
Actually,
it goes on for quite a bit, yeah. But then eventually, what happens is she pulls him away when he gets to the final one, which has the card. She meant, "Oh, Boris, I'm so bored of this. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go have fun somewhere else. This is such a drag. This party." And she pulls him away at that moment, and then he can, Mr. Von Raven can find the note.
He goes and he reads the note finally. Wait for me in the at the foot of the stairs. Be careful, you are under suspicion. And I love this because she's not really giving him too much information, but she is, letting him know, like, heads up, you are in trouble. And if he ever doubted that she still cared for him, this is it. I think this was the thing that really gave him the clue that she still loved him. Or
she's risking her life now. She's risking her life by doing something like that. He knows that.
And so he does all that. He goes into the room. There is that office room, and then there's a side room. And that's the room that he goes into.
That's the anteroom she mentioned, yeah.
And she manages to slip away, which is not very easy. And she manages to get to the office. She moves the statue to get the key, and she gets the
safe, whatever, and gets the file.
Yes, and it she gives it to Von Raiden, and at first he's a little stern. But she says, your friend Max von Heinrich is the traitor. These plans and letters will prove it. He softens up, and then they have their supposedly last kiss. She's really kissing him as if it is the last time she's ever going to see him.
Because her belief is he's going to get out of here, and then they're going to realize she handed him the plans, and then they're going to kill her for treason.
They're going to kill her, yeah. And he also feels the weight of that by, he doesn't want to actually leave. He wants to.
He knows what's going to happen to her. He knows.
Yeah. And they have this smushy face kiss.
These eyeballs of all these actors, all they do is these passionate kisses. Screw these guys.
And then there's the secret door he leaves out of. And this was so powerful. When he goes through the doors, she's like this. She's completely distraught, and she does this whole like physical thing that you feel for her when she does that. Now,
then he walks in, and she immediately switches on her other face.
Exactly. I was like, yes, girl. Don't get killed yet. So she fakes it. He pretty much, I think, knows what's going on because he goes through this whole thing where he goes into the safe and he's like,
what happened to my thing? Yeah.
could have sworn I put those plans here. And he pulls out another set of
But
plans.
the good thing is those weren't the real plans. They were the fake plans. The real plans are over here. And so
Yes.
he's like, oh crap, I've given him blank papers, and he's, and the real plans he needed are still here.
Yeah. So she's caught. He knew what she was up to, and he
tested
planned
her and she failed the test, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
put he went out of his way to make sure she saw how he put what she thought were the plans in the safe.
Yes. So this is where we get the real kind of like.
This is the villain reveal. This is the
yes,
this
a
is the
really
villain monologue
unmasking.
moment. He's sort of monologue now about what he was doing.
Yeah, it was great. It was like the Bond villain is here.
Let me tell you, Mr. Bond, what my plan was the whole time.
Yes, and so I taught you all you know, Tanya, but I didn't teach you all I know. And
see, that's a great line. That's a great line.
And it also
that goes back to actually a lot of sort of, it's actually a very classical line in the sense that a lot of the old ancient martial arts masters would say that they would teach their apprentice, all that they knew, but they would keep the final death grip. One day the apprentice would try to come after them, sort of like the Sith in Star Wars. Like you never teach your apprentice everything because one day he's going to come after you, and so you always have the one thing he doesn't know.
Yes. Oh, so great. I didn't know this before, but this also explains he was her mentor and all that. He says, did you think that the pupil could match wits with the master? I was like, ooh.
Well, he's been playing with this whole time. And so
yes.
He's not a sucker. It kind of makes Carl look like a sucker. As Carl gets easily manipulated, he doesn't figure out he's got fake plans. He's very easily manipulated. He's really, he's really amateur in this game, right?
He's the pawn, really. I mean, sadly, he pulls out a gun.
He's like, this is what we're gonna do because they've caught because we get word back that they've caught Carl as he was trying to escape the grounds, and he's being brought to the office. And now this is how I'm going to take care of your lover. I'm going to shoot him in front of you.
In front of you, right? Gosh. And so I promise you nothing. I want you tonight. Your lover dies.
Yeah, because she was begging him, please just let him go. Let him go. Let him live. He doesn't have the plans. Just let him out of here. I'll love you forever. Just let him go. And he's like, I promise you nothing. So
yeah, it's pretty awful. You feel bad, but she manages to get the upper hand and gets to her hands on that gun.
Struggle. She gets the gun, and in their struggle, boom, it goes off, and she shoots him.
Yes, incredible scene there. He falls to his death in the chair.
That's important for the next scene.
Yes,
because he could have fallen on the floor. He doesn't.
None of this is heard because upstairs they're just having a blast.
And this is the whole sequence. It's intercut with this like traditional Russian dancing moment, right?
Yes, yeah. And it's like nobody knows what's going on. I couldn't hear the gunshot sound because it's just too loud.
Again, they had to make that clear because this, again, good screenwriting. The audience will go, well, why didn't the guards come running in, right?
Yeah. And there you have it. And she manages to get the plans, but the guys are at the door. They're like, oh, we've got Von Raiden. And
but she's doing this perfect cinematography. From their point of view, all they see is their boss, in the chair, and she's put his arm on her.
Yes.
They don't know he's dead, so they look like she's like frolicking with him. She's like, "Oh, send him in. We're gonna take care of him. Just send him in alone." That's what the boss wants.
Yes, and it looks authentic. You really can't tell
as the spy.
Yes.
She's full of gaiety and she's literally sitting on the lap of a corpse, but she's all like having a great time.
General Alexandrov said to send him in alone. He comes in and you could see the way she gets up. She's really disgusted to have to touch a dead body.
Well, and before this moment, he walks in and he has this sort of grim look on his face. That okay, I guess. There's actually a moment I sense of, did you betray me again? Because he figured out you got fake plans. You just sucker me a second time, right? Now I'm going to get your guys. But then when he steps inside, he sees this guy is dead, and he realizes, no, she actually killed this guy for me.
Yeah, the guys are outside there.
It's taking a bit of time here. What's going on in there?
Yeah, they're suspicious, but they don't dare come in.
But it's a great moment for tension because you don't know if they will come in.
Yeah,
they could fall in at any moment, and they're all dead.
Yeah, and that's the part where you're kind of like, oh gosh, how How long are they going to wait outside before they decide that they're just going to come inside? And so they managed to get the things that they need and leave through
through the
that
escape route.
secret
Yeah.
door that we saw set up
Which is great.
before.
Now, this is one of the good rules of screenwriting is you use threes. So we've now gone through that secret door 3 times.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Yeah, they leave her car that she had waiting outside that he was supposed to go get the first time, and then they're on the train, and then they cross the border, and they are pretending to be a married couple, and
he's still got his passport as a Serbian musician, right? Because he's got to go through like the Russian border guards.
Yeah. And so that is the end of the story.
They
Very
nice.
nice.
They're gonna obviously return to Vienna and live happily ever after, and it's a really lovely ending.
So good. So this is a lot of fun. I love this movie, to be quite honest. It's probably my favorite out of the bunch. Besides Torrent was really good too. And I have to say all of them have been really great. The next movie on the roster though is
Woman of Affairs. So and it's John Gilbert again. It's John Gilbert.
Oh wow, great.
1928,
familiar face. And also just to let everybody know, of course, Mysterious Lady is on YouTube, but even if you go to Wikipedia, there is a colorized sepia version of that as well. So
just on the Wikipedia page,
on the Wikipedia page, which is really good. There's another version of it.
I want to get to the point where we're going into Greta Garbo's sound film. we're getting closer to that. We're not that far away. She actually only makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more silent films before sound begins. Because sound begins in 1930, and this is 1928. So she makes 1 more film in 28, and then 4 films in 29, and then her sound career begins.
Oh wow, this is great. Okay, so we'll continue. We'll do the next one. Oh, just so everybody knows, you can contact Kamran on the link that will be in the description.
My Patreon, best way to get his. Yeah. All right, I'll see you. Take care.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. Share the video. Make sure you're subscribed for my next upload or live. And YouTube is so nice that they're going to suggest a video for you to watch. Please give it a watch. And remember to stay retro and stay nerdy. Bye.